You're watching a special presentation of Ring of Honor Wrestling on HDNet.
Historic moment has arrived. The first ever world title match. Will Aries take the title on a count out? No, he's not. Jerry Lynn summons the energy to get back. Bryan Danielson getting an advantage right here. Austin Aries struggling to get back. Look at Jerry Lynn regaining his composure. Oh, he's got Danielson. This could be it. This could be the cradle pile driver right here. Watch out, Bryan Danielson. Lynn, has he got him? Yes, Jerry Lynn has retained his world title. Welcome to Ring of Honor on HDNet. Austin Aries, not the champion. As you saw, Jerry Lynn retained his title.
Yes, but Austin Aries last week in that four-way matchup did not get beat. And Austin Aries, in my opinion, was the star of that matchup. And he's got something on his mind here tonight.
What do you call not getting beat when Jerry Lynn wins? Well, let's hear what Austin Aries has to say.
Whoa. I think the expression I'm looking for is sticks and stones may break my bones. You know the rest. You know, it's been brought to my attention that with my boyish good looks and my youthful exuberance, I've fooled some people into thinking that I'm some hot prospect. I've fooled people into thinking I'm some young upstart. Some would say a fair hand. But that's not reality. The reality is this, that A-Double is a well-seasoned, well-traveled, professional wrestler. I have come out here for years and given to you people, and you want more. So I've given you more, and of course, you want more. And I've given, and I've given, and I've given, and now it ends. Because now A-Double stops giving, and A-Double starts taking. And the first thing that I've taken here in Ring of Honor is the spotlight. There's not a star that has shined any brighter since ROH came to HDNet than Austin Aries. The second thing I took was everything Tyler Brack, Bryan Danielson, and Jerry Lynn had to offer in that four-way for the ROH World Title match. And I took it all, and no one could beat me. That's right, nobody beat me. And we all know the saying, to be the man, forget it. The point is this, Jerry Lynn, you've never beaten me. Now, some people might not agree with my methods. Some people say I don't always do the right thing, but that's not true. I do what's right for me. Jerry Lynn, you've always done what's right for the people. You've always worried about these fans more than you're worried about yourself. And what's that really gotten you? the ROH World Championship? So Jerry, let me tell you, you want to do what's right for these people? Do the only right thing. Walk yourself down here and hand me the thing that I so rightly deserve. Come down here and hand me the ROH World title.
What does he want?
These people deserve to have a charismatic champion. These people deserve to have an entertainer as a champion. Jerry Lynn, you walk down here and give me that title right now.
I think he actually wants Jerry Lynn to hand him the belt right now.
I know Jerry Lynn, that's not going to happen.
All right. That's fine. Jerry Lynn, I know you can hear me. If you don't want to accept reality and you don't want to come out here and give me what I deserve, then maybe reality is going to have to come smack you upside the head.
Well, the reality is Jerry Lynn is the champion for now.
We'll see. Let's go backstage. Kyle Dern's with the guys going up against Jerry Lynn tonight.
Tonight, Ring of Honor on HDNet main event. It's this man, that young knockout kid, Chris Hero, against Ring of Honor World Champion Jerry Lynn.
And only here in Ring of Honor are you going to get a match of that magnitude. And it is your privilege, it is HDNet's privilege to bask in the glory of myself and the Titan of the TKO, Chris Hero. And now it's your privilege to go ahead and ask him a question. You got my...
Tonight, Jerry Lynn, yourself, your thoughts.
You see, you got that young knockout kid, Chris Hero, right here on HDNet. And when I think HD, HD, Hero destroys, Hero demolishes, Hero decapitates in high definition. Tonight, Jerry Lynn, you know what I can do. But I know you don't have Chris Hero's hunger. You don't need it as bad as this animal right here. This headhunter is coming for you, Jerry Lynn. Because listen, man, in Boston, I took you to the limit, and here I am again. You know what I'm all about. When the bell rings, get your bell rung, Jerry Lynn. You will look up at me with that glassy look over your eyes, courtesy of a KO from my elbow. I will see you out there, my friend.
Chris Hero, not lacking confidence by any means. Back to ringside.
Thanks, Kyle. It's really going to be interesting, I think, tonight to see what Jerry Lynn has left in the tank after that title match last week. And Dave, we've had some big news this week concerning Ric Flair.
Yes, Ric Flair has stepped down as ROH ambassador. That news was first broken on our Twitter page, but he still will be making every scheduled appearance at Ring of Honor live events coming up. We'd like to thank Ric Flair for his contributions and wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors.
Indeed we do. Now let's go on to our next match. D'Lo Brown and Jay Briscoe.
15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Mark Briscoe from Sydney, Delaware. Weighing 260 pounds, Jay Briscoe.
I like Jay Briscoe's attitude about this. D'Lo Brown, it's his debut in Ring of Honor, but everybody here knows Jay Briscoe. A lot of talent with that guy.
His opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 265 pounds, D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo Brown making his first appearance here on HDNet. These two men have some history. In New York, it was D'Lo Brown with a low blow on Jay Briscoe to defeat him. Tonight, Jay gets an opportunity at some payback.
Jay Briscoe, his brother Mark there. Great tag team. Mark still out injured but here to support his brother and cheer him on. Here you can kind of sense the rivalry. No handshake there. And we haven't even heard the bell. Oh, what a start!
Oh, Jay just got a running start at D'Lo Brown. Wants to get his hands on him here tonight. And just that quickly, D'Lo Brown out to the floor. Get a little distance between himself and Jay Briscoe, but he's not going to wait.
You know, if I got a low blow, and I'd be going like Jay Briscoe, out after him right off the bat.
D'Lo Brown is a world-traveled athlete, a veteran of the squared circle. And Jay Briscoe is giving it all he's got right now, but D'Lo able to kick out.
Is it safe to say that after that low blow that Jay Briscoe is going nuts?
You might say that. You might say that, yes. Good agility from D'Lo Brown, right into the lung blower. Both knees driven into the back.
I'll say this for D'Lo, he's been around a long time, but he still does have some athleticism. But Jay Briscoe came here with one thing on his mind, and that is revenge.
D'Lo Brown, a former Intercontinental champion. He spent a good amount of time in recent years competing in Japan as well. And what a lariat right there from D'Lo.
That lariat really stung Jay Briscoe.
I want to talk about how determined Jay Briscoe might be. Look at the intensity on the face of D'Lo Brown.
Tell you what, D'Lo bringing a new level of intensity here to Ring of Honor. Can Jay Briscoe respond to it?
Dumped right on his head, but Jay kicks out. Here's some of those fans chanting man up to try to give him that motivation. Another look. Holds him upside down and dumped right on his head with the brain buster.
And a near fall there. Oh my. D'Lo right to the chest.
Yeah, just lighting him up. Another hard chop in the corner. And getting right in the face of official Paul Turner. Famous head bob of D'Lo Brown.
Oh, how about Briscoe? Foot right to the head.
D'Lo catches the boot though. It's driven into the second turnbuckle, face first.
Boy, Briscoe comes to life. A couple of shots to the head of D'Lo, and his head's bobbing a little bit.
D'Lo swings the clothesline. Hey, Jay Briscoe can't budge him. The super kick, he's still on his feet.
Boy, did you see the eyes of D'Lo? Look at that. He is stunned. I thought that was it. Thought it was it.
Let's take another look at it. The super kick nailed D'Lo Brown and Jay Briscoe with the Death Valley driver, but it wasn't enough to put down D'Lo Brown for the 3 count.
Did you see the glassy look in his eyes, though?
Going for the sky-high powerbomb, but a counter into the Hurricane Rana.
What's up with D'Lo outside the ring?
3. Trying to regain his composure out on the floor. But keep your eye on Jay. D'Lo saw him coming and got out of harm's way.
D'Lo needs to get back in the ring.
Well, the referee administering the count. We have 20 seconds on the floor here in Ring of Honor, and D'Lo's taking full advantage of that.
What is he doing? Calling timeout? Sitting down in a chair, and the countout continues.
14. Up to a count of 14 is Paul Turner.
Back up. 16.
D'Lo telling the referee to back him up.
Back up.
He's not backing him up.
Back up! Back up! There it is, 20, he's out!
Hey, the referee wasn't backing Jay Briscoe up like D'Lo was asking.
The winner of the match as a result of the countout, Jay Briscoe.
Hey, D'Lo, what the hell was that? Hey, if you scared, say you scared. Why don't you bring your ass back down to this ring and quit being a little bitch?
Whoa! Jay Briscoe with some words for D'Lo. The crowd chants man up. Well, he certainly didn't do it. Is he going back in the ring? No, you know what? Back of those trunks, that's not red, that's yellow.
Hey, D'Lo Brown's just living to fight another day. Back to the locker room he goes. He's done for tonight.
Now let's take a look at that tag team title match that was so great 2 weeks ago. Generico breaking free.
Oh, the alarm clock. And now super kick, German suplex combination.
You see that? Raise the wall. That's how we do. That's Ring of Honor.
Both of the champions, two opposite corners.
Going after Davey Richards.
Generico up top.
El Generico delivers.
Davey Richards placed on that table.
Here comes Steve. Oh my, he got pushed. He got pushed outside the ring. This is all on El Generico now. Oh, there's a low blow. That really hurt El Generico.
Oh, but it's all legal in this match. They've got Generico up.
And Generico smashed into the table. He is down. This warrior is down.
New champions! Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards have claimed the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles.
And 2 weeks from now, we'll see the American Wolves, Tyler Black, Bryan Danielson, the tag team world title match. And again, that is 2 weeks away here on HDNet.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 437 pounds, the team of Mr. Wrestling, Kevin Steen, and the generic luchador, El Generico.
That chant of ole ole could only mean the former champions coming into the ring. Kevin Steen and Generico going to get Bobby Fish and Silas Young. Generico's been out some with an injured knee. We'll see how that knee responds tonight.
And this is our first look at Silas Young and Bobby Fish here on HDNet. Silas out of the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. Bobby Fish out of New England. And it will be Bobby Fish perhaps starting out for his team as senior official Todd Sinclair looking for the code of honor to be followed. We get the handshake.
You know, Dave, you got to wonder about the mindset of Steen and Generico after losing that belt.
It is Kevin Steen starting things off with Bobby Fish. The side headlock applied by Steen. Set into the ropes and able to take him down with the shoulder tackle.
Well, I think that answered their mindset right there. Steen.
Ooh, what a slap. Well, we're seeing him be very aggressive, Kevin Steen. Again, after losing the World Tag Team titles. And I guess that's what he's got to be, Hog. If they have any chance of winning those titles back in the future, they have to be aggressive and not let the loss deter them.
But you know what I like? broke their heart. These guys may have lost a championship, but with an attitude like they're showing tonight, that's how you get it back.
Only a 1 count on Bobby Fish, a veteran of Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan. They should not take Bobby Fish lightly, and it looked like Generico hesitated just a little bit right there, and Bobby Fish took advantage of the opening, and there's the tag to Silas Young.
Well, Silas Young in the ring now against Generico, who lifts him up. Oh boy, I think that knee is okay.
Well, you know it's not 100%. That knee has been bothering El Generico for several months now.
Pounding his head.
But an inverted atomic drop from Silas. Generico able to take him down though. He goes for the cover.
Generico wanted that uno, dos, tres count in Spanish.
Again, taking too much time. It's Silas Young with the chin breaker. Trying to fight his way out of the waistlock. Standing switch by Silas. Forearm shot knocks Bobby Fish to the floor. And big clothesline from Silas Young. You have to admire the tag team wrestling here from Bobby Fish and Silas Young, trying to cut the ring in half and keep Generico away from his partner.
They do make a pretty good team, do Bobby Fish and Silas Young. And Generico rolls up out of it. He needs to tag out.
This match is an excellent opportunity for Young and Fish to really build their reputations here on HDNet. If they can beat the former champions, it would mean a lot for their careers.
Oh, right to the head.
Trying to take all of the wind out of El Generico, just driving that shoulder into the midsection.
Generico definitely in some trouble here.
I like the confidence in Silas Young right there.
Yeah, you don't challenge Kevin Steen like that.
Northern Light suplex. Nicely done right there by Silas Young. And he thought that was 3. Back in comes Bobby Fish. And these fans need to quiet down.
Oh, you hear the chant, ole, ole, trying to will Generico on.
Overhand chop.
Oh.
As you can tell, that bad knee.
Hurt the knee right there. You see the right knee.
That's right. The knee is affecting El Generico. He is not 100%, but he does make the tag.
Indeed he does, and here comes Kevin Steen. Steen is taking care of business.
He ducked his head and paid the price. Big powerbomb from Kevin Steen, but there's Silas. There's damage to him as well.
That powerbomb really hurt Bobby Fish. Now Generico taking care of Silas Young.
They're battling out on the floor. Meanwhile, Steen all the way to the top.
Look at the agility from the big guy, Kevin Steen.
Silas Young was right there to save his partner and save the matchup for his team. Maybe going for the German suplex. Steen counters. Who's going to get the maneuver? Yakuza kick from Generico.
You know what that was? That was teamwork. That was 2 guys who worked together a long time, and again, Generico. Oh, Steen is ready here. The pile driver coming up. Slap the porpoise. I think Bobby Fish is done.
Dumped right on his head with the brain buster.
That's it. Yes, folks, you can slap begin the road back.
Hold on 1 second, gentlemen. If I could just get a moment of your time. You've just come back from the tables match, and the question on everyone's mind is, where are you going from here? I think the question is, what's with your hair?
I agree. What is with that, Kyle?
American Wolves, you think you had us down and out in the tables match? Big mistake. All you did was make us angrier and hungrier. You Wolves like to say the hunt is on. Oh, you're right, it is on, because we're coming to get our titles back. And mark my words, when we get our hands on you, we're gonna goddamn skin you.
But the question is, as you can see, what about the knee of Generico? He is hurting right now, Dave.
Yeah, that knee is not 100%, but regardless, it was the package pile driver brainbuster combo that earned Steen and Generico the victory here tonight. But they're going to have to wait to get their opportunity at the World Tag Team titles 2 weeks from now. The Wolves versus Danielson and Black here on HDNet.
You can howl all you want. We're getting those straps back.
And they want a shot as well. Still to come, our main event. Jerry Lynn, you got to wonder what kind of conditions he's in after that tough event last week against Chris Hero. But still to come, we'll meet the crown jewel of the embassy, Jimmy Rave. Welcome back. You may have noticed that my partner Dave here has a different look now.
Yeah, I do.
The hair.
You compared me to Bobby Dempsey last week, and I had to make a change.
Yeah, but did it have to be that drastic? Oh,
Yes,
man.
it did.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Kyle, who's with our champion, Jerry Lynn.
Jerry, last week you successfully defended the ROH World title in four-corner survival, one of the toughest matches there is.
Not one of the toughest matches there is, but one of the toughest matches in my career. See, I not only defended the title against one guy, but three guys at the same time. So yeah, my body feels like hell, but deep down inside, I feel great.
You feel great.
That's what I said, I feel great.
Well, let me shake your hand. Let me say well done for keeping that belt. And well done for keeping that belt when all those fans turned against you. I know how that feels. I know how it must feel for you. Kind of gets in your head a little bit. Makes you question exactly what you're doing. Am I right, Jerry?
I don't question
Of course I'm right, Jerry. I know I was in the same situation you are, pal. Okay? Just remember, I'm getting healthy. Things are going to start to change around here.
I hope so. By the way, how's that rehab coming along? Because I had a few chances, so when you're 100%, don't forget, you got yourself a rematch.
Nigel McGuinness hoping to return and get healthy. And speaking of return, here is Prince Nana in the ring.
Hey, shut that music off, you fat pig! Huh? For the 20th time. As for every single one of you stinking, low-life, no teeth, fools, sitting in this stinking arena, the man that I'm about to bring out to represent my embassy, shut up, fat boy. Sit down and shut up. This man that I'm about to bring out to represent the embassy, he brings a tear to my eye. The greatness of this individual. This man is an ROH legend. This man is an ROH sellout. Huh? Sold out arenas from England to New York City. Huh? And today, he's here to perform and to beat this man's butt all over this ring. Ladies and gentlemen, the crown jewel of the embassy,
That's a lot to live up to for Jimmy Rave.
The crown jewel of the embassy here on HDNet, Jimmy Rave. And everything that Prince Nana just said is true. Jimmy Rave has main evented for years here in ROH. He has made his return, and we're getting our first look at Jimmy Rave here on HDNet. And look at the footstool.
You know, I'm not the biggest Ernie Osiris fan, but you don't need to be treated like that. And they're rolling the ring.
Toilet paper thrown at Jimmy Rave. That is disrespect. Streamers should be thrown at royalty, the crown jewel of the embassy.
Ernie Osiris trying to clean things up a little bit there. And that's...
When you deal with Prince Nana and you deal with Jimmy Rave, you deal with royalty, not only in professional wrestling, but the Prince of Ghana, West Africa, Prince Nana. The embassy has been a powerful force here in Ring of Honor for years now.
And Grizzly Redwood asking for the handshake. He got it. And he got that too, right to the head.
No one should take Jimmy Rave lightly. He has the lethal maneuver gonorrhea in his arsenal, as well as the heel hook, which he can get submissions out of that very hold.
Nobody gets more out of their size than Grizzly Redwood, but slammed up against the buckles there. The only advantage Redwood has is his quickness.
You'll notice that Grizzly Redwood is barefoot because his boots were taken from him by Dirty Ernie Osiris. STO from Jimmy Rave.
You know what?
Issue with Paul Turner's count.
Ernie Osiris, see those shoes around his neck? He got a shoe fetish or what?
Jimmy Rave elevates Grizzly Redwood. Ooh, drives him into the corner. Just like Prince Nana said, he's here to get his butt kicked.
Well, let's watch. Keep your eye on Ernie Osiris.
And down come the suspenders. But Jimmy Rave just grabs hold of him. And he falls victim to gonorrhea.
There it is, the 3 count.
Here is
Jimmy Rave.
Jimmy Rave.
Part of the embassy, and Prince Nana there to raise his hand high.
It's great to have the crown jewel back in Ring of Honor. And he's not done with Grizzly Redwood. Here's the heel hook from Jimmy Rave.
Come on, he's already won. He doesn't need to do this.
The heel hook.
He doesn't need to do that. Here comes Necro Butcher.
Hey, this is none of Necro's business.
Well, he and Grizzly are friends and close, and Necro's not going to stand by and watch that happen.
Let's take another look. Grab hold of the jeans of Grizzly Redwood. It was gonorrhea that put him away and earned Jimmy Rave the victory.
And Necro Butcher did exactly the right thing. Hey, I want to tell you about the main event next week. It's going to be something special. Our first look at Kenta from Japan going against Roderick Strong. That should be some match next week. Dave, earlier in our show, we saw Jerry Lynn win in that 4-way, retain his title. But I heard boos from the crowd. You gotta wonder, is that gonna get in his head tonight?
Is the pressure of being champion starting to affect Jerry Lynn?
So who's your hero? It's Chris Hero. You better call the
Following contest is your main event. It's a non-title match scheduled for 1 fall with television time remaining. Approaching the ring, being accompanied by Shane Hagedorn and Sarah Del Rey from Metropolis, weighing 240 pounds, that young knockout kid, Chris Hero.
Chris Hero with a little help from Sarah Del Rey.
Let's not forget about Shane Hagedorn, also in the corner of Chris Hero in this matchup.
His opponent from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 219 pounds, he is the Ring of Honor World Champion, Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn, the champ. Boy, what a performance he had last week in that four-way. But I got to wonder, Dave, what physically that took out of him. Does he have enough left tonight going against Chris Hero?
Well, you know that Jerry Lynn was favoring his shoulder after that four-way matchup last week. That could start to affect him during this contest, non-title against Chris Hero.
You heard him say earlier tonight, Chris Hero, watch out for that elbow.
Well, the rolling elbow of Chris Hero has earned him many victories. It is lethal. It knocks out his opponents, and that will be his goal here against Jerry Lynn, to knock him out and send a message that Hero deserves another shot at the world title.
There's the bell. This main event is on.
Chris Hero came very close to becoming the ROH World Champion when these two men did battle at an ROH live event in Boston, Massachusetts. He took him to the limit, but it was Jerry Lynn that did retain the championship with the cradle pile driver. I mean, a lot of Chris Hero could beat him in this non-title setting in terms of Chris Hero getting another championship opportunity in the future.
Yeah, it would be great for his chances at a championship and a belt if he could beat Jerry Lynn tonight, but Jerry Lynn to me seems to have recovered physically.
Well, time will tell. We will see during the course of this matchup if that shoulder begins to affect him. And of course, that matchup from Boston that I mentioned is available on DVD at ROHWrestling.com. Oh, quick roll up from Jerry Lynn. Only an ear fall. Jerry Lynn on top. Can't keep him down.
Nothing wrong with that shoulder there, that's for sure.
Keeping control of the arm of Chris Hero right here is Jerry Lynn. You gotta wonder what's going through his head.
Ouch! I don't need these ones. Ouch!
Nigel McGuinness messing with that head earlier here tonight.
Well, Nigel raised a good point. He was in the very same position as Jerry Lynn when the fans began to turn on Nigel during his title reign. And he battled through it and had a lengthy reign, because he could block out those fans and not worry about it. Will the same be true for Jerry Lynn? Nice head scissors on Hero. He does have the upper hand here in the early going of this contest.
Jerry Lynn does not want a long match here. He wants to end this early, and he wanted it right here.
Well, he came off the ropes with momentum and was able to get the head scissors on Chris Hero and maintain control of him, barring the arm. But now it is Hero controlling Lynn, backing him into the corner. And Lynn quickly getting out of harm's way and trying to maintain the advantage here.
What impresses me about Jerry Lynn is he is still so quick.
Oh, but look at the agility of Hero staying on his feet. Another head scissors right there from Lynn. But Hero kicks out. And out to the floor he goes.
He just does kick out. Watch this.
Got the head scissors on Chris Hero. Got a near fall out of it, but you got to hand it to Chris Hero. Immediately after that, he went out to the apron, bought himself some time.
Oh, he slammed his head right into that buckle. And knocked outside the ring.
Sarah Del Rey trying to encourage Chris Hero to get back to his feet. But Lynn's not going to wait for him to get back inside the ring. Rolls him back in. And immediately going for the cover. Hero with enough to kick out. Looks like he's favoring his back.
You know, as we said before, I really think Lynn's game plan is to end this and end it right now, and that's smart considering what he went through last week.
He's going to have a tough time ending it right now when Chris Hero is grabbing hold of Jerry Lynn by the hair and throwing him with authority down to the canvas right there. And connects with the drop kick to the side of the head.
Look at Sarah Del Rey having a few words with Jerry Lynn.
Chris Hero does have command of the matchup, being very methodical as Shane Hagedorn watching closely. Hard chop across the chest.
You know, I look at Shane Hagedorn, he makes you want to, or at least he makes me want to go take a shower. That guy just...
He's a motivator.
Dirty individual.
He motivates his men in the corner during the course of a contest. He's a good coach.
Yeah, he motivates me to head right to the showers.
And the referee has his back turned.
Sarah Del Rey, you've got to be kidding me.
Chris Hero taking full advantage.
Todd Sinclair's got to see that.
Well, he was distracted by Chris Hero, taking advantage of having Del Rey and Hagedorn in his corner right there. Very good at referee manipulation is Chris Hero.
And again, the agility of Jerry Lynn.
Hero's back on his feet and connects with the big boot. Quickly into a cover. Hero couldn't believe he didn't get the 3 right there.
Jerry Lynn rolls out of it. Boy, he was stunned by Hero.
And you got to think that Hero's game plan in this match is just to soften up Lynn so that he gets him in position to nail that rolling elbow and knock the champion out. And they're softening him up just a little bit with a forearm shot. And Hero does have some fans here tonight chanting to knock him out, that young knockout kid.
Jerry Lynn needs to regroup here. That chant may have gotten in his head a little bit.
Going for another roll-up on Hero, but only 2 once again.
That a very near fall and again a kick to the head.
You got to hand it to Hero. Immediately after that near fall, he got back on his feet and struck. Connected with Jerry Lynn and now putting the boots to him.
Those boots to the body have really hurt Jerry Lynn.
I think it's a combination of all of these things affecting Jerry Lynn mentally in combination with the physical toll that 4-way last week took on the body of Lynn. And now this match tonight, Chris Hero just continuing to put the beating on him.
Again, Jerry Lynn up out of it. Shane Hagedorn saying something. He needs to keep his mouth shut.
You know, perhaps it would have been in Jerry Lynn's best interest to walk out at the top of this week's edition of ROH and hand over the belt to Austin Aries like Austin requested. Then he wouldn't have to be in the matchup here.
Dave, that is not what a champion does. A champion doesn't hand it over. A champion fights and continues to battle. A champion has heart, and that's what Jerry Lynn has. He's down a little now, but you're going to see the heart and character of this champion come back.
Hero continuing to soften him up.
I think Jerry Lynn just inspired by some of the fans who were chanting, Jerry, Jerry. He heard them, and he's coming back.
Combination of shoulder blocks from Lynn, but Hero sends him into the ropes. Oh, but Lynn strikes. Gets
and
the
another boot right to the face, Dave.
That's right. Both men in a dangerous position up on the ropes. It's Lynn with the bulldog.
1, 2, 2. Oh my.
No, you're not going to keep
that
Chris Hero down.
Close.
Not like that.
Close to a fall.
If Lynn is going to beat Hero tonight, it's going to be with the cradle pile driver, and he's going for it right now, it looks like. But there's Sarah Del Rey on the apron.
What is Sarah Del Rey doing?
Taking the attention of the official. And Hagedorn.
And Hagedorn! Hagedorn, no character at all from that guy. And the dive outside the ring by Jerry Lynn.
Let's take another look. The referee was distracted, gave Hagedorn the opportunity to pull into the floor. Hero missed the drop kick, and Lynn capitalized with the dive.
The dive hurt both guys.
Now this match is taking its physical toll on both competitors as Hagedorn and Del Rey watch on. Hero breaks the referee's count. Both men still out on the floor. What does Hero have in mind? What agility, and nails him with the forearm shot.
Stood up on the barricade. Hagedorn and Sarah Del Rey gloating about it.
And Hero is pulling up the floor mats and wrapping up Jerry Lynn in them, so that Jerry can't even see what's coming.
Dave, I know Jerry Lynn. I know his championship caliber. He'll find a way out of this. He just did it. Calculated move by Jerry Lynn, and it works.
Yeah, he just had to roll out of harm's way, and Hero's back just met the hard floor. And now Jerry Lynn looking to capitalize, bring the action back inside.
That floor is unforgiving.
Jerry Lynn back in a standing position.
I gotta wonder, what does Jerry Lynn have left?
He's going for the cradle pile driver, but counter by Hero. It's all about positioning right here. Both men jockeying for the advantage. Lynn going for the TKO. Hero blocks. Takes out the legs of Lynn. Elbow to the back of the head. That could be it. Rolls him over.
Oh, Jerry Lynn somehow avoided the 3 count.
It could just be one more rolling elbow from Chris Hero that could knock out the champion and earn Chris Hero the victory. Very frustrated Shane Hagedorn in the corner.
No doubt about it, Hero has Lynn down right now.
Rolling elbow, ducked. Inverted DDT, cover.
I thought it was over. Thought it was over right there. So did Jerry Lynn. That inverted DDT has hurt Chris Hero.
It was very close, but only a 2 count.
And look at Jerry Lynn. You still got to wonder, what does he have left? As he gets up on the ropes, he is physically drained.
Face first into the canvas goes Hero. Lynn with the cover. Again, only 2.
But very, very close to ending this match. Jerry Lynn is trying everything in the book to get this over with.
Hero reverses. Elbow strike to the side of the head, and the exhaustion beginning to show on Chris Hero as well.
It's shown for a while on Jerry Lynn there, the headbutt right to the midsection.
Hero trying to get himself out of that position and causes Jerry Lynn to tumble all the way to the floor. And that was a tough fall right there by Lynn. That could take a lot out of him. And Hero could get a count-out victory right here if Jerry can't pull himself back up on the floor and get back inside the ring.
Lynn has to regroup. The champion has to summon up energy from somewhere and get back in that ring.
How do you recover from a fall like that? They were up on the top rope.
I'll tell you this, Chris Hero doesn't have a lot left either.
But he's inside the ring. Oh, Jerry Lynn goes back inside. Hero with the cover. Ring positioning right there. Saved Jerry Lynn.
I'm not sure Jerry Lynn has anything left.
Hero looking to finish him off.
Is Austin Aries right? Is reality hitting him in the face here?
Oh, he's going for Lynn's own move, the cradle pile driver. Oh, but Jerry hits a rolling elbow on Hero. And now going for the pile driver himself. Can't get the maneuver. Rolling elbow. And again, cover.
Somehow, Jerry Lynn got out of that. But I've got to wonder, what does the champion have left?
Oh, Chris Hero, it's his lucky elbow pad.
That's not lucky, Dave. That's loaded.
That's speculation. He's going to beat the champion right here.
No speculation about it. What will Jerry Lynn do?
Oh, he avoids the rolling elbow.
The roller! Are you kidding me? There it is! Jerry Lynn, the champion, got it from somewhere, came through at the roller, and he has beaten Chris Hero.
Trying to see some teamwork from Shane Hagedorn taking the referee. Chris Hero with the Mitsuharu Misawa lucky elbow pad was going to go for that rolling elbow, but Jerry Lynn able to duck, countered into the small package, and got the 1, 2, 3.
What a performance by Jerry Lynn. That, folks, is why he has the belt.
He got screwed by the confidence.
Totally exhausted. But he found the energy from somewhere to beat Chris Hero. What is this? Austin Aries in the ring. Oh, my goodness. He hit Lynn with the belt.
Reality has just hit Jerry Lynn right in the face.
Jerry Lynn never saw it coming. Is this the message that Austin Aries wants to send to Jerry Lynn?